The NBA has seen many great players over the years, young men with great potential who came into the game and gave fans a reasons to get off their seats with amazing dribbles, board-breaking dunks, and adrenaline-pumping buzzer shots. While the world loves to tell stories of the legends, there are some players whose stories are largely untold. These are players with a lot of potential but either lack technique, athleticism, or work ethic to make it in the league. These are not just guys who underperformed, but players who are considered the bottom of the list of NBA players. In this video, we take a look at the top 10 worst NBA players of all time. Let's jump right in. Brian Scalabrine. Brian Scalabrine played in the NBA for 11 seasons and had a satisfactory basketball career. He was drafted by the New Jersey Nets in the second round of the 2001 NBA draft, but was plagued with injuries that gave him a slow start. In his rookie year, he averaged 2.1 points, 1.8 rebounds, and 0.8 assists per game. Brian earned a couple of nicknames like Veal, the Ginger Ninja, and White Mamba, which was a cheeky comparison to Kobe Bryant's Black Mamba. Brian Scalabrine ended his career with a career average of 3.1 points and 2.0 rebounds and 0.8 assists per game. He does have one ring from his time with the Celtics, but did that without playing a single game in the playoffs. Brian Cardinal. Nicknamed the Custodian, Brian Cardinal actually had a good career in college basketball, becoming one of the best players in the history of Purdue University. However, his 12-year NBA career was not one to write home about. He was first picked by the Detroit Pistons as the 44th overall pick in the 2000 NBA draft. At the end of his time with the Pistons, he only averaged 2.1 points per game. He was a classic blue-collar player, diving to the floor most of the time to grab loose balls. At the end of his career, he had an average of 4.6 points per game, 2.3 rebounds, and 1 assist per game. Mark Madsen. Mark the Mad Dog Madsen didn't have the worst NBA career. He even managed to win a title with the Los Angeles Lakers over his 9-year career, but Mark Madsen did not have much to offer when it came to skill and talent. He was a very physical player, adopting a blue-collar style of play much like Brian Cardinal. At the end of his career, he only managed to average 2.2 points per game, 2.6 rebounds, and 0.4 assists per game. He may not have been very good on the court, but he was a very likable character, and these days, he's known more for his terrible dancing skills than his basketball ability. Just take a look at this video of him dancing to Shaquille O'Neal rapping. If you're cringing and laughing at the same time right now, just know you're not alone. Chuck Hayes. Chuck Hayes played college basketball at the University of Kentucky and at one time had the slogan "All he does is win" attributed to him. His professional NBA career, however, told a different story. After going unselected at the 2005 NBA draft, he managed to ink a deal with the Houston Rockets. He wasn't too bad in his rookie year. He was a good defensive player in his rookie year, but he was not a very good player. The highlight of Chuck Hayes' career is probably this clip where he put a priceless look on Allen Iverson's face with one of the ugliest free throws you will ever see. The commentator said it best at the end, saying, "You don't even want to look at a shot like that." Cherokee Parks. Cherokee Parks was first drafted in the NBA by the Dallas Mavericks in the 1995 NBA draft. He was bounced around different teams in the NBA throughout his 9-season career. He got the nickname Devilish Chief. He was not a very good player and was sometimes awful defensively. Just take a look at this video where Tim Duncan just breezes past Cherokee like he wasn't even standing there. That's not a guy you would want on your team. Cherokee Parks made a career average of 4.4 points per game, 3.6 rebounds, and 0.6 assists per game. Chris Gent. Chris Gent had a very short and forgettable career. He played college basketball at Ohio State University and went on to play professionally. He played for only 2 seasons and played a total of 6 games. He played 3 with the Houston Rockets and 3 with the New York Knicks. He did make 11 postseason appearances for the Houston Rockets and, like many others on this list, won a championship while warming the bench. Anthony Bennett. Anthony Bennett was the #1 draft pick in the 2013 NBA draft and went on to become one of the biggest disappointments in the NBA. He was picked by the Cavaliers, and to date, people are questioning what informed such a bad decision. Anthony Bennett missed his first 15 shots in his rookie season. That's so bad that it's pretty impressive. Anthony Bennett spent only 4 seasons in the NBA and then moved to the EuroLeague, where he had another abysmal spell. He averaged 1.2 points per game. He did come back to the NBA and signed to the Houston Rockets, but was waived before he could play a single minute with the team. Anthony Bennett has a career average of 4.4 points, 3.1 rebounds, and 0.5 assists per game. Keith Kloss. Keith Kloss was a freak of nature, standing at 7 feet and 3 inches tall. He was a good blocker in his years of college basketball and still holds the NCAA Division I career record for blocks per game. But Keith Kloss had a terrible work ethic and an alcohol problem that negatively affected his career. He played with the Los Angeles Clippers for 3 seasons and had an average of 3.9 points, 2.9 rebounds, and 0.3 assists per game. For a man who was as physically gifted as Keith, his career was very unimpressive. Sun Yi. Sun Yi was drafted by the Los Angeles Lakers in the 2007 NBA Draft as the 40th pick. In one game against the Milwaukee Bucks, Sun committed 4 fouls and 2 turnovers in only 5 minutes. That's so bad that it's actually a little impressive. He played 10 seasons and was relegated to the Lakers' D-League side. That makes sense when you consider the fact that he had an average of 0.6 points, 0 rebounds, and 0.2 assists per game. Wow. Just wow. He also did manage to win an NBA championship, but you guessed it, he didn't really contribute much to the winning team. He had a brief stint with the New York Knicks, but was waived shortly after. He ended up playing with the Beijing Ducks. He recently just announced his retirement. Definitely a career to forget. Jarvis Crittenton. No one else on this list has a more terrible and sad ending to a career than Jarvis Crittenton. He was drafted by the Los Angeles Lakers in the 2007 NBA Draft. He went on to play 4 seasons in the NBA without making a significant mark on the game. His maximum points per game was only 6 and didn't make more than 2.5 assists per game. He was later arrested for the murder of a 22-year-old mother of 4, pleaded guilty to manslaughter, and was jailed for 23 years. So there you have it, 10 of the worst players to ever play in the NBA. Let us know what you think. Is there any player that we should add to this list? Is there anyone we put on this list that you think doesn't deserve to be here? Let us know in the comments below. Also, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell so you're the first one to get these videos when we drop them. We'll see you soon in another video.